exponential. So here we go. Convert the following to decimals. Anytime you see a percentage next to a number, you can't just use it like that, right? So you want to divide it by, think of the 2 zeros there. You want to divide it by 100. Because 7.5% is really 7.5 over 100, right? Always think of that number as a fraction over 100. So if you divide it, you get 0.075. So this is what I would want there. You get a mark for having that there. 17.5, same thing. You divide it by 100, you get this number. Okay, another mark for that. Okay, convert the following to percent. When you are a percent, you do the exact opposite. You actually multiply by 100. But 12 over 13, maybe this wasn't clear to you. It really was a fraction, 12 over 13, like that. So we have to multiply that by 100. Okay, so you go 12 divided by 13, right? You get 0.9 something. You multiply that by 100. You get 92.31%. So you want to round to 2 decimals after you've multiplied this answer by 100. If you have 92 only, take away half a mark today. Okay, if you've got 92%, you get half of it out of the 1. With the 7 over 8, you go 7 divided by 8. Then you multiply that by 100. You get 87.5%. Okay, 87.5%. So that's what you want for B. So 2 marks. Always give yourselves a mark out of 2. This one honestly is important, right? Like if you want to know what a percentage of a dollar amount is, the key here is you turn that into a decimal. Never just leave it like that. So 12 divided by 100 is 0.12. Of in math really means multiply. Like finding a percentage of a number, you want to multiply by 49.99. You don't need to show me this work really, but I think it's important. So when you multiply 0.12 times 49.99, you get this number. And what does this round to at the end of the day? $6, yes. If you put 5.99, just put an R next to it, and like that's a rounding error. So every time you see me put that next to your number, it just means you got it right in essence, but you didn't round correctly. Okay. This one, you turn that into a decimal. If you divide that by 100, you get that. You multiply it by 10,500. Okay, so 0.075 times 10,500. That is 787.5. Did your teachers tell you something about this last year? If it's a dollar amount, can you leave it like that? You have to put a 0 there. Okay, the province is going to make, if it's a dollar amount, you have to have 2 decimals. Okay, so remember that. If you forget your dollar sign, that's a unit error. Okay, so I'll tell you this. Run from these ones. Run from rounding errors. Run from units, like missing units. And N is notation, which is going to come back later. Notation is the way you wrote your final answer. It doesn't quite apply to this yet. But half a mark deduction for those, okay? So a mark for this and a mark for $6. You remember these ones? Cross multiply and divide, proportional reasoning. So I don't know how your teachers taught you this one before. This is how I will teach it to you. It's time for shortcuts, okay? You made it to grade 12. So the way I do it is start on the side where your variable is, which is here. I start with the number, and then I multiply up this way, right? I go this times that. And then I divide by what is left over. So I will go this times that divided by this. But this is not showing your work. Okay, this is showing your work. 32.5, just write it out. Times 1575 divided by 19.29. So the arrows, I'm going to stop doing that after a while. This is just to remind you. So you grab your calculator, you just multiply. I do the tops first, and then I divide by 19.29. And you get 26.54. We have no units, so we just leave it like that. You get 1 mark for setting it up like this, for actually showing your work, and half a mark for your final answer. If you get the final answer, you get 1.5 marks today, okay? Yeah, question? That's fine. Did you get the same answer? Yeah. Today, you get the answer, you get the mark, 1.5, okay? I know that some teachers teach it differently. This is a shortcut, okay, but it's acceptable. Over here, let's find out what K is. K, where is the variable? On the right-hand side. So you start your journey there. You go to the number, you multiply down like this, and then you divide going up. So you'll go 49.74 times 17.8 divided by 125.3. If you plug that in, you get, I don't know, I don't have the key in front of me. So I'm just going to have to redo it. 7.07, right? That, oops, you can't see that, can you? The 6, the third place decimal turns this into a 7. And you don't have to have any units there. So you get 1 mark for work, half a mark for correct final answer. What does that mean? What does that mean? Let's say you show me this work. It's perfect. It's 1. You type it in, you make a mistake. You make a mistake. You get this wrong. You would only lose half a mark because you're showing us the work. Okay, that's what I mean by that. Okay, so out of 3, okay, 4 is out of 3. Okay, question 5. If a car uses 35 liters of fuel after driving 325 kilometers, how much fuel is needed to drive 1,050 kilometers? I'm actually going to ask you to think of this question when you get one of these. So I'll do this. If it's 35 liters to drive 325 kilometers, right? Then how much fuel is required to travel 1,050? You would get 1 mark for setting it up like that. That would be part of your work. And another mark for actually figuring out the final answer. So again, you start on the right side, go to the number, cross multiply, and divide. So I just need you to show me the work, okay? Show me work. You love to just come up with a final answer, correct? Who cares about how I got there, Mr. Dixon? Yeah, because if you make a mistake, you got nothing, okay? 113.08 liters. Okay, so you got a mark for setup, a mark for final answer. If you forgot your units, make sure you take off half. Okay, and so it's out of 2 though. Question 5 is out of 2. 6, Apple AirPods are on sale for $149.99. Calculate the cost after tax. It means add taxes to this and figure out the total you're actually going to have to pay. So you go like this. This is the shortcut. Hold on. Pay attention here. If the AirPods are $149.99, that's like 100% at first, right? How much percentage are you adding to this? 12, right? It's almost like a slice of the pie. So how much are you paying altogether? 112%. 112%, right? What's 112% as a decimal? 1.12, yes. So really, remember this, guys. You go to the store, you want to buy something, multiply that something by 1.12, and you know how much you're going to have to give to the cashier with taxes included. Okay? So you go 149.99, 167.99. I will talk about this again today. This is going to be a crucial skill that we're going to learn. Some of you probably did 0.012, right? You went 0.012, you found out what 12% was, and then you added it to the 149.99. You should still have arrived to the same final answer. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, can you add up? I know it's tough, and we're not going to fight it. Remember, I'm not going to actually record it. I just want to have an idea. So if you add all of this up, it adds up out of 12. It's a number out of 12. You don't get lower than 1. Okay, so you get 1 for sure. And make sure your name and last name is on there.